them to put up another offer? Are Democrats going to?
This is day 5 of the Trump Republican shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, meaning they've chosen to shut down the Coast Guard, shut down FEMA, and shut down TSA rather than dramatically reform ICE. Donald Trump spent the weekend on the golf course with Ron DeSantis. And so we've not seen any high-level effort coming from the president or from the House or Senate Republican leaders. We have no idea where they're at in the midst of a crisis of their own making. The Republicans are the ones who decided to pass this one big ugly bill, rip health care away from millions of Americans, enact the largest cut to Medicaid in American history, at the same time steal food from the mouths of hungry children, seniors, and veterans by passing a $186 billion cut to SNAP, which also happens to be the largest cut in American history, and then turned around in that same bill and gave ICE a $75 billion slush fund. So mass and untrained agents could be violently unleashed in American communities throughout the country. That's a big problem that we're confronting on behalf of the American people. And Republicans are going to need to own up to the chaos that they've created, particularly as we approach the State of the Union, which is in tatters right now. It's a disaster, and the American people know it. Now, I'm here at the Capitol, ready, willing, and able to sit down with any of my Republican colleagues, anytime or any place, in order to bring about a resolution. But House and Senate Democrats remain steadfast in our views as to the type of things that have to happen in order for ICE to be dramatically reformed, which include mandating judicial warrants before ICE agents can storm private property or rip everyday Americans or law-abiding immigrant families from their homes. We believe that there should be a restoration of the prohibition against the excessive use of force. We believe there should be independent investigations so that when ICE or CBP agents violently break the law, state and local authorities have the ability to criminally investigate them or prosecute them. We also believe that sensitive locations should be off limits. That includes, but is not limited to, schools, hospitals, houses of worship, and polling sites. Completely and totally off limits. We believe that ICE agents should identify themselves, that body cameras need to go on and masks need to come off, so that ICE agents are actually compelled to conduct themselves like every other law enforcement agency in the country. These are all demands that have strong support with the American people. And they remain lines in the sand for us because we're standing up for everyday Americans, for American citizens, and for law-abiding immigrant families who are being violently targeted by an ICE agency that is completely and totally out of control. Got you.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Can you just tell us the latest state of play on the proposal that Democrats sent over? Have you heard back from the White House? And also, you did mention the State of the Union. Can you just let us know? We've heard there's a lot of calls for Democrats to boycott the annual speech. What again is your advice to the House Democratic Caucus on the approach for Tuesday night?
Well, as we approach the State of the Union address, my view remains the same, which is that the two options that are in front of us in our House is to either attend with silent defiance or to not attend and send a message to Donald Trump in that fashion, which will include participation in a variety of different alternate programming that is going to take place in and around the Capitol complex.
And then the state of play on the proposal that the...
Well, in terms of the state of play on the current proposal, we've responded. We've reiterated our perspective on the types of things that are absolutely necessary in order for a DHS funding bill to move forward, all anchored in this principle that ICE needs to conduct itself like every other law enforcement agency in the country and stop using taxpayer dollars to brutalize the American people. And the ball is back in the court of the White House because they have our most recent response, and we await reaction from them.
You outlined two different possibilities for Democratic members for the State of the Union. Do you plan to attend, and which of those options